Hello, social studies scholars. Mrs. Olson here. This video lesson is designed to give you an overview of what we are doing with the letter to an elected official and to provide information on elected officials. Now, the first thing I would like to do is to go over the criteria for the letter. So let's look at our learning target. It reads that you will be able to apply civics knowledge in writing. So another term that means the same thing as civics is government. So what you are going to be doing is to take what you have learned about the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and to describe that knowledge in letter form. So here's preparation. You guys have actually already done this and you have collected your notes from the Constitution, branches of government, the Bill of Rights, and the public issues lesson. You've already compiled those and placed them in a nice, neat stack a lesson or two ago. So hopefully you have those handy and ready to use again if needed. Now let's look at the steps together. The first step says that you need to decide which elected official you will write your letter to, and then you will mail it. This is going to be the fun part. The second bullet says that you will pick important or interesting pieces of information learned from our civics lesson. And the information that you are going to be applying in your letter is going to be taken off of the graphic organizer, the planning sheet that you have already submitted to me for the letter to an elected official. And then you will write the letter using the template provided for you. That's the thing that we're going to look at next. You will then submit that letter to me to review before you send it off. I want to make sure that the language you're writing flows nicely, that it is free of writing errors, and it has correct punctuation and capitalization. Okay, so that's why I want you to submit it to me before you actually mail it. And then the fun part is getting a reply. All right, so let's look at the template. Okay, so here is where you really want to pay attention. So you can read with me as I talk through the template for the letter. All right, so everyone is going to use a word processing document like the Word program, okay, Microsoft Word. And at the top, you are going to write your name and contact information. So you write your first and your last name, your mailing address, your city, town, state, and zip code, and then the date that you write the letter. Okay, then you are going to hit the enter button on your keyboard 4 times to create the right number of spaces right here. Okay, now depending on who you write to, you might say if they are a Supreme Court Justice, you might say the Honorable. And you actually do this with the same, write the Honorable, and place that in front of a senator's name, okay? Now, if you write to the President of the United States, you are going to write President of the United States, and then the President's name. At this point in time, it is Donald Trump. Okay. So once again, you write the Honorable and then their name. The second line in this section, you write where they work, whether that is the White House, the Supreme Court, or the United States Senate. And then their mailing address, I will help you with, okay? And then you hit the enter button 2 times right here, and you begin the letter with Dear and their official title and their name. Okay, so in this first paragraph, the information that I would like you to write is information about yourself. You're going to introduce yourself to this elected official. So what I did is I gave you a paragraph starter. And the first sentence that you could begin this first paragraph with says, I am a fifth grade student in the state of Washington. You don't necessarily need to give them your school as your school's name, but if you want to, you can. Now you want to include a few other details that you are comfortable sharing with this elected official, and you might even ask your parent person if it's okay for you to share whatever it is that you are choosing to share. So you might say that you come from a large family or a small family. You might include your interests. Maybe you like mountain biking, maybe you like reading, maybe you're a gamer, maybe you like sports. And maybe you include the subjects in school that you are interested in. So you want to write a couple of sentences so that the reader, whoever it is that you are writing to, gets an idea of what kind of kid you are. Okay? In the second paragraph, I would like you to copy this exactly. It says, in my social studies class, we have studied the Constitution, branches of government, and the Bill of Rights. I really enjoyed learning about, and then right here, you are going to take out these parentheses, and you are going to write what it is that you did enjoy learning about. Okay, so you fill this part in. And the next sentence begins, recently we have been introduced to public issues. I am most interested in, and then you write those public issues that you are interested in, and then you tell them why. Okay? Now, in the third paragraph, so this second paragraph, this is where you are using your planning sheet, the graphic organizer that we've already filled out about the civics information that you enjoyed learning about and also the public issues information, okay? So this is the paragraph where you put the planning sheet info. All right, in the third paragraph, you say, in a few weeks, I will have to research a public issue. And that is true, but we will wait to get to that in a few weeks. I am wondering if you might share with me the public issues that are most important to you. If you had to choose 2 or 3 public issues, what would they be and why? Your thoughts will help me with my research projects. So I would like you to copy or to write this sentence exactly in your letter. Now, because these elected officials are busy, I do want you to be polite and respectful and thank them for reading your letter. And then you hit enter 4 times again and you're going to print out your letter, okay? So you sign your name here. And some of you guys, since you're only in the 5th grade, you might want to practice signing your name. That usually means that it is in cursive, okay? And then you type your name here. So you skip 2 lines here, and then you type underneath your signature. All right, so that gives you an overview of the assignment. We have gone through the template of the letter, and you might even write this letter a couple of times because you will be submitting it to me for review. Okay, now I am going to go back to our lesson page, and this is where you will be able to get links to the elected official that you are choosing to write to, okay? So if you want to write to the President of the United States, at this point in time when this video was made, it is President Donald Trump. This is where you could write to a Supreme Court justice. Remember that these are judges of the highest court in the land, which is called the Supreme Court. And then the 2 senators that are elected to represent us in Washington, D.C. are Maria Cantwell and Patty Murray. Okay? Now, some of these you can actually email, and some of them you do have to mail a letter. So you might want to take a look at each of the contact links and perhaps have a parent person help you decide which elected official you would like to write to. As always, everyone, please let me know if you have any questions. There are a lot of different pieces that go into this assignment with writing a letter to an elected official. All right, bye everyone.